welcome back to the 2015 Hive Guys Game of the Year Tournament. I'm Buffalo Prime.
And I'm Jace.
And this episode is brought to you by Full of Physique, where you can have fitness every day of your life.
It's awesome.
So make sure to check them out on Twitter and Facebook, everything like that in the description section below. So let's take a look at our bracket right now. Let's throw it up on the big screen. Looks like right now we have the number 7 Bloodborne versus the number 5 Witcher 3 on the right bracket. On the left bracket, number 1 Fallout 4 versus number 6 Star Wars Battlefront. Pew pew. So Jace, right off the bat, what are your thoughts on these 4 games making it into this round?
Okay, well, they obviously had some good graphics. I look for graphics in the game. You know, that's the new thing. We're playing on consoles that can support these amazing graphics. That's got to be a big, headliner there.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're talking about gameplay. Gameplay is awesome. You got something that just brings you into the world of the game.
But I would say that every game that's in this bracket right now, those two topics are really good in all of them. Story's going to be where it gets interesting.
Yes.
I think story's where we're going to break it down the differences.
You know me.
Yeah.
I have to have a game that involves compelling, dramatic, intense story. So
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then music and sound's obviously a big factor for me. I think if you have a game that encapsulates you by its graphics and its story, can't bring it up with the sound,
nah,
it falters.
I don't need none of that.
So let's hit it right now with the number 7 Bloodborne versus number 5 Witcher. Graphics.
Bloodborne coming at 30 frames per second is what held this game back.
I agree.
When you get in those fights, it makes it kind of look a little clunky. When we go against Witcher 3, though, we're looking at 60 frames per second. I'm on a horse, and we're looking sexy as fuck. And I'm galloping, No, but it's just graphics in general. I gotta say, Witcher 3 just takes it away.
From
monsters, characters, facial expressions, just the whole shebang.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. Gameplay. I think this is one of the areas that Bloodborne does have an advantage on Witcher 3, because the fighting mechanics in Bloodborne are far surpass Witcher 3. There's a lot more variability in the fights. There's a lot more strategy that goes into it, although Witcher 3 has a lot of both of those. Strategy and, having to react to swings and everything like that. They're very similar in fighting techniques. I think Bloodborne did it better, so I give gameplay to Bloodborne.
I agree with you. For the simple fact is because when you switch your weapon to you can combine weapons while you're in mid-fight and change up your strategy. So for that simple reason, I do give that to you, Bloodborne, for making it sick as fuck, from going to a fast-paced action scene to a big-ass sword and I'm swinging around, taking out multiple enemies. That's cool.
And I gotta say, Bloodborne's probably got the best gameplay of any game that's out there right now on the system. Story.
Witcher 3.
Yeah, it's gotta be Witcher 3. I mean,
how's that a toss-up?
Bloodborne had a good, compelling, dark story to it. But yeah, you're right.
It's that gothic style, but I mean,
pretty
Witcher 3
stomped it down. Way more character development, way more world creation and world involvement.
Witcher 3 took that for me.
Oh yeah, music and sound. Witcher 3.
Right from the beginning, opening scene, dun dun. I'm like,
it's hard to get past that without giving it.
Like sound, literally, when I turned on that game for the first time, I'm like, I need to play this game.
Well, and even the sounds when you're going through the towns and you hear the people bustling about, you can hear conversations and overhear them. And Bloodborne, you know what Bloodborne primarily their sound is? It's like that.
But you remember the silence of that game was kind of
but it's like the background sound anywhere you went was pretty much the same.
Maybe.
So Witcher 3 takes out Bloodborne by a score of 3-1.
It beat that ass.
Really?
I like it.
All right. So do you think Witcher 3 deserved to come out of this bracket?
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
Because I see Witcher 3 in the Game of the Year award ceremony even taking Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So let's go a little bit farther, though. From Software versus CD Projekt Red. Who's the better developer?
No. I'm just going to say this based on from game to game. Definitely CD Projekt Red.
Really?
Because Witcher 2, if you take from that linear style game and then just make this open world game, so many side quests, make it more compelling, trying all these different functions, that's a huge leap from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3.
So you're taking the fact that Witcher 3 outshined Witcher 2 a lot.
I think they took what people wanted from Witcher 2 and added that to Witcher 3.
Okay. So
just working on that function, working on all that, and transferring it into this amazing Witcher 3 game.
Now, that doesn't mean we want to belittle Bloodborne, though. That was a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it's an amazing game.
It was addicting. You beat it so quick, too. You pumped in hours into that game right off the bat.
I just didn't sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And the challenge of that game was phenomenal. Bloodborne definitely something you should consider for your gaming library if you own a PS4. So on the other side of the bracket, we do have number 1 Fallout 4 versus number 6 Star Wars Battlefront. But before we get to that game, we're going to break up the segment a little bit with a game.
What?
With a game we're going to play.
Okay.
It's called Overrated, Underrated, or Fairly Rated. We're going to take gaming concepts and ideas and gaming news and say if it's overrated, underrated, or fairly rated. So let's hit it right now. The Tomb Raider series. What do you think?
Honestly, I think it's fairly rated. It's kind of like that remastered sort of thing. It's by the people that are making Just Cause, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
So they're not really producing so much in advertisement for Tomb Raider. It's an okay series in my opinion. Let's focus on what they're actually throwing out, which is Just Cause 3.
Yeah. I think it's the series itself, the Tomb Raider series, is fairly underrated. It's a great gaming franchise in general. You don't like it?
It's okay.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's an iconic gaming franchise that everybody overlooks. Nobody cares about Tomb Raider. Nobody cares about Tomb Raider.
I think it deserves more. I feel like it's just an Uncharted for every console.
Right. Well, I guess that's okay. True.
It's nothing really new.
But there have been some great Tomb Raider games that nobody cares about. It's a game that falls by the wayside, so I definitely think it's underrated. The Nintendo Wii U.
I'm just playing. No, that is definitely fairly rated.
You're like, I don't know what I'm saying. Fairly rated, though?
Fairly rated.
Okay.
Definitely because it's a piece of shit console.
Right. And people say that, too.
It just came out with HD. We're like, yeah, this console is HD and looks amazing. It's like,
finally,
we're on Blu-ray disc. We're on all this awesome shit.
And at the end of the day,
they're always so far behind.
They are, because they haven't moved into...
so far behind.
They haven't moved into competing with Xbox One or PS4 yet. That game console is still at the same level as PS3 and Xbox 360.
No.
Basically, it is. So I think it's fairly rated because there's a lot of hate out
you got new consoles, but let's appreciate the last generation.
Right.
Here's a Wii U.
So I actually would say it's almost slightly overrated, the Wii U, because there's a lot of public
shit about it.
There's a lot of public
the only shit
positivity.
I hear is shit about the
Star Wars, not Star Wars. What the fuck am I saying? It's Super Smash Brothers.
Yes,
gets a lot of positive press, which is great. And that deserves everything it gets. And then Super Mario Maker.
That's why I say it's
Animal Crossing overrated. People are like, these games are great,
but do you hear a lot of shit like commercial-wise for it?
No,
exactly. No. Fairly rated.
Overrated.
It deserves nothing. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
I hate Nintendo. It's there. It's out. Total War Warhammer.
Actually, I'd say this is underrated.
I think so too. I haven't heard a lot
when they kind of announced it. It was a big deal, and it was like nothing else.
Yeah, it's been fizzled ever since. I haven't heard a lot about it since, and obviously it's going to be a great game. So yeah,
right,
underrated for sure.
You're taking a tabletop, putting it with Total War series. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. Final Fantasy VII Remastered. I think it's fairly rated. We're seeing a lot of news coming from it, positive and negative.
I feel like it's overrated.
Really? You don't think it's going to be as good as what people are making it out to be?
No, because I'm hearing all these fucking changes, and we're 2 years out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true. It's 2 years out. We're hearing a lot. That's true.
It's just now becoming an episodic series. No,
yeah, I changed my mind.
It's
definitely overrated.
It's overrated. 2 years. Now. Don't let us know anything about this. Decide what you're gonna do. From now on, we might. There's a disc that can hold so many gigabytes, and here you go. You can play it. No, who knows? I'm just saying that's a very.
And we're seeing screenshots of the game already.
But a lot can happen in 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
It's overrated right now.
The 2015 Hive Guys Game of the Year Tournament is also brought to you by the Fat Unicorns. If you are a PS4 or Xbox One Black Ops 3 player looking for a fun clan that focuses more on enjoying each other in not sexual ways and sexual ways over the competition and game battles, and you're sick of the stress of trying to win all the time, we are the clan for you. The Fat Unicorns, www.thefatunicorns.com. You must be 21 or over to apply, but make sure to apply today. It's a great clan. So let's hit it right now. Number 1 Fallout 4 versus number 6 Star Wars Battlefront. And how about this bracket? How do you think this one's going so far? Think it's a fair matchup?
This is a fair matchup.
Yeah, I agree. So Halo 5 got knocked out early, and Until Dawn also got knocked out early. I don't have any disagreements there. Even if the roles were switched and Star Wars took out Until Dawn, Fallout took out Halo, I think it would be the same outcome.
I agree.
So let's hit it right now. Graphics. Star Wars Battlefront.
It looks so good.
It's such a good game in graphics. And I don't want to belittle Fallout 4 too much here, but were you kind of disappointed with the graphics?
To be honest, no, because there's a lot of content. And I felt like maybe they focused more on content, gameplay, etc., and step back from graphics.
And there's not a lot of loading screens too.
Yeah, and it flowed very well. So
that's true. When you're in open world, you never had to pause and like wait for an area to load. It loaded as you moved, which is obviously not new, but it did look really good.
It looked really good. So
slightly disappointed though, like because in the beginning of the game, you get the idea that it's going to be great because the faces look amazing.
Yeah,
it doesn't quite deliver, but it does well. But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront definitely a better graphic game. Gameplay.
I mean, let's be honest. It's Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, there's a lot to do in Star Wars Battlefront, but there's a lot to do in Fallout 4. As repetitive as it could be.
I wouldn't say there's a lot to do in Star Wars. It's just
a lot of game modes. A lot of unlockables.
There's like only so much you can do. Like, okay, I know what's going to happen in this when I choose this, say fighter squadron. Okay, I'm going to be flying this ship and that's it. I'm going to be shooting around. That's it. I only got 3 options when I fire a missile, maneuver.
That's true.
Versus Fallout 4, you don't know when you're going to do versus going into this building. Oh, maybe I'm going to have to do this. Or you got customization. You can, am I going to go on it with my power armor? You just, there's so much open.
And if you look at customization and fighting from a gun standpoint, I think there's a good amount of variability in Star Wars Battlefront. But the second you start getting into customization in Fallout 4, you realize size-wise and scope-wise, Fallout 4 far oversees and overpowers.
When I can make a flaming sword of doom in Fallout 4, it just takes the cake.
Story. Well, I mean, we talked about this. We talked about this last episode. Star Wars Battlefront did not do a good job of implementing you into the Star Wars.
If you don't know
universe.
nothing about Star Wars, you're not going to know anything from Star Wars Battlefront.
And Fallout 4 does a good job bringing you into its world. So Fallout 4 takes it easy. Music and sound.
This is a hard one, but I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront did a good job of just taking all the sounds and the music that you hear,
classic music,
and just bringing you in.
Dramatic sounds, the blasters.
Those blasters sound great.
The music as you're playing, it was great. I think that just brought it from here and took it all the way up here.
So let's play really quick. Let's play it just as a breakup right now. The sound that I used in the last episode because that just exemplifies the sound of Star Wars Battlefront. So you hear the blasters, you hear the music as it's playing as you're epically starting to kill stuff. It's great.
It's great.
Fallout 4's got a lot of good, parts to it. Okay, so Fallout 4's got great acting. There's a part in my Buffalo plays where I was talking to Piper, and in the background I heard a mini nuke go off. Now, typically when you hear that up close, it's like, it's loud and it's boisterous.
Yeah.
But when I was talking to Piper and it was the distance, all I heard was...
You open this gate right now, Danny Sullivan. I live here. You can't just lock me out. Open this gate right now.
How are we not talking about what the fuck that just was?
Like, it was sweet. But Star Wars definitely has that.
And that's cool. I mean, I love the compelling sound of just the classic introduction of Star Wars. They brought that in right from the beginning. They got the classic sounds even from while you're playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just thought it was so compelling.
It was. So right now, Fallout 4 and Star Wars Battlefront are tied at 2 apiece. So what this means...
That's kind of shocking, to be honest.
It is kind of shocking, but that's because the graphics... Like, Star Wars brought a good game forward. I don't think it gets enough publicity and enough positive.
That's underrated.
Right, it's super underrated. Like, the graphics of that game are phenomenal.
They're really good.
And it beats Fallout. And the sound beats Fallout. Fallout's got it everywhere else, but, it ties it right now. Mm-hmm. So we got to go to another category. It's replay value is what we've selected.
And I think this is pretty easy.
All right, so let's see who wins this one. Replay value. It's got to be Fallout, yeah. Like, we didn't select a category that Fallout was going to win. Originally, we were going to do multiplayer, but Fallout 4 doesn't have a multiplayer feature.
It's easier just to go with replay.
Replay value is obviously incredibly important when it comes to video games, and Fallout 4 has it.
There's so many compelling endings and so many situations you can just choose to create a different ending.
Right.
And you just want to go back and play all those different, and find out those different endings.
And what happens in Star Wars Battlefront if you get bored of, firefights and dogfights?
Nothing.
You don't really have any other options other than ground fights. You get bored of that, you're done.
Yeah.
So, all right, the winner is Fallout 4. Moving on to the finals. How do you feel about Fallout 4 coming out of this bracket? Do you think that was...
I think it was
pretty
expected.
Yeah.
Pretty expected.
Absolutely.
It's a great game.
And now Star Wars Battlefront, we're big advocates for that game. We are. Because we played it together. It's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people criticize the price point for it and the amount of content. Season Pass is bullshit. I think it's bullshit anywhere. I don't like Season Passes in general. But Star Wars is a great game. It's super fun.
It is. It really is.
It's very fun. Now, is it Game of the Year material? No, it's not.
It's not.
But it's a great game nonetheless. Definitely.
I think we just wanted to show that it was up there with those high competitors, those tough competitors.
Because they put a lot of work into that game. They could have done more. Yeah, any game could have, but Star Wars was great. So we're coming on to the finals. Next episode airing just after Christmas Day. We have Fallout 4 versus Witcher 3. Is there a better matchup?
No, this is going to be
This is the best matchup. And I think any way you would have laid out this tournament, as long as Fallout on one side, Witcher 3 on the other side, it would have ended up this way.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't see it going into
I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to see him duke it out.
It's going to be great. So make sure to check in next time, right after Christmas Day, for our finals of the 2015 Hive Guys Game of the Year tournament. Who will win?